Hey, welcome back to Bandwagon fans. This is Jeff, and tonight I'll be reviewing Once We're Brothers, Robbie Robertson and the band. But first, I just want to take a moment to invite you to hit that subscribe button and check out all of my movie reviews. And if you like what you hear here, but just don't like looking at me, then you're in luck. You can also find me on the What the What podcast with Scott Grissell and Renee Bibby. Great conversations about media and culture. Find us on all of your preferred podcatchers with a new episode every Friday. All right, Once We're Brothers is a 2019 documentary about the band and is based on the memoir from Robbie Robertson, founder, guitarist, and singer with the group. It's directed by Daniel Rohr and, like many rock docs, features commentary from a wide range of musicians and celebrities. Besides Robbie, there's archival footage of the rest of the band members, Levon Helm, Rick Dano, Richard Manuel, and Garth Hudson. Guest commentary is a who's who of classic rock from Ronnie Hawkins, Bruce Springsteen, Eric Clapton, Van Morrison, and of course Bob Dylan. Martin Scorsese is the executive producer of this film and was also the director of The Last Waltz, a recording of the band's final star-studded performance from 1976. Now, some younger viewers may be asking, what band are you talking about? The band is the name of a group that started out with Ronnie Hawkins and the Hawks, became Bob Dylan's backup band when he made the transition to electric rock, and eventually struck out on their own under the name The Band. Although a few members hail from Canada, they are synonymous with 60s Americana, with their biggest hit, The Weight, being featured in the film Easy Rider. The band has a curious place in rock history in that they are often overlooked in comparison to, say, the Beatles, the Beach Boys, the Doors, or Jimi Hendrix. But in terms of their influence on other musicians, they take a backseat to no one. And showing that point is one of this film's better aspects. For me, I really enjoyed getting to know this group a little better. The Weight is on my short list of all-time favorite songs, and I've watched the Last Waltz recording of The Weight on YouTube at least 50 times. I highly recommend, after watching this video, you go check out that performance. I'll leave a link in the description below. Now, I didn't realize until watching this film just how important they were. When Eric Clapton is admitting that he left Cream at the height of that group's success to go audition for the band, it kind of gives you an idea how good they were. Their debut album, Music from Big Pink, has been called the second most influential record in the history of rock and roll by Roger Waters, and was named the 34th most important rock album of all time by Rolling Stones magazine in both 2003 and 2012. The film is at its best when it talks about the recording of Big Pink, which was one of, if not the first albums to be recorded in a country house away from the big city recording studios. The album was recorded in the basement of a house Robbie Robertson bought in Woodstock, New York, and that the band and Bob Dylan would spend most of their time just writing and working songs. This style of recording would go on to be quite popular in the late 60s and 70s by bands like Led Zeppelin and Pink Floyd. So one issue with reviewing a documentary, particularly one about a band, is that one's opinion of the film is going to be largely dependent on one's opinion of the music itself. I really like the band and their music, so I was down with this doc before even seeing it. In terms of a film, though, Once We're Brothers has some issues. It does come off as a glorified VH1 rock doc and sticks to a pretty narrow and predictable formula. If you've seen any musical biopic, you can predict almost every beat in the narrative, including the crumbling friendships and drug abuse that eventually leads to the breakup of the band, but not before one big career-defining performance. One thing I would have appreciated in this film was more attention to how the band influenced other musicians and the legacy of the band, points that were handled better in a previous rock doc, Echo in the Canyon. In the end, I'm giving Once We're Brothers a solid 6 out of 10. I love this music, and it was a treat to learn a little bit more about this undervalued group. I hope you enjoyed my discussion about it, and leave your comment below of what you thought about the film. And if you don't mind, go ahead and hit that like button, and most importantly, share this video. You can follow me on Twitter at TBWFans. Thanks for watching, and get on the bandwagon.